get right. That's just a bitty shaker way down to the Motherlode mine. I guess I forgot to tell you that Critter Creek sits right in the heart of earthquake country, yeah?
Earthquake country? When you asked me to leave Philadelphia, you said I'd be coming out to gold country.
Well, it is, or at least it was, until last summer we had a real big shaker. In fact, you see that mountain top over yonder there? Half of it slid right down into Critter Creek.
What creek?
Well, after the quake, the creek became a lake. Half the town sits underneath the water out there, Clementine.
Quakes, lakes, critters, anything else I should know about?
I guess I forgot to tell you about the O'Neill boys, huh?
O'Neill boys?
Yeah, if the quakes or critters don't get you, there's a good chance the fun-loving, pistol-packing O'Neill boys might.
Oh, Paul!
Now, don't you worry your pretty little head, Clementine, because when I took over as judge here in Critter County, the first thing I did is I made sure that I hired the Rangers.
What Rangers?
The Mastercraft Rangers are quite well known around these parts. And, folks, before too long, they'll be bringing those O'Neill boys to justice.
But, Paul, if the gold's gone,
Why are we here? Clementine, I thought you might ask that. I know you got the best education they have to offer in Philadelphia, but you're about to get a better one. You see these folks up here? They're some of the finest folks on the face of the earth, aren't you, folks? Yeah, they have to think about it for a minute, but I think they are. And they've got some children, and those children, they deserve a real good education. That's why you're here, and that's why it's up for the rest of the school marms. And, of course, Clementine, I'm here as judge of this community to make sure that law and order prevail. Look who's there.
Is that one of the O'Neill boys?
You're close. That's one of the Critter Creek's more colorful characters. That's Dusty Trails.
Oh, looky there! Now that's a woman. I mean a real woman. Hey, y'all don't think I'm too handsome for my height, do ya?
What he did, crawl out from under a rock?
Well, you're close, Clementine. He swam out from under that old rooftop over there. That used to be Dusty Trails' home. He lost just about everything in the big flood.
Nope, not everything.
No?
No, I still have my water bill.
He lost his sense of humor, though.
Running water.
Uh-oh, Dusty, guess who?
Oh, no, it's...
You guessed it. Oh, it's one of the O'Neill boys. Watch out, Clementine. You gotta head for cover. Folks, whenever there's danger, we better call upon the Mastercraft Rangers. There you go now, right smack down Main Street. But wait a minute. Hold everything. Hey, you guys are going the wrong way. Those two, they cared about they'll get chased. Who might be the other guy on the lookout? Of course, he'll be looking out for the O'Neill boys. And so away, Dusty, I got a stinking suspicion that honorary character's coming back anytime. But looky here, he's coming back the hard way. Bumping over yours and mine. Holy Toledo. Well, once again, folks, look who's coming into town. Traveling down Main Street once again, it's the Rangers. You'll notice the colors of blue and white per job. Why, they fight for what's right. And now you know why we call that guy the lookout. Well, look at that O'Neill boy. Got me soaking wet. You too, huh, Dusty? Oh, he's an honorary one, I'll tell you that. And, folks, looks like he's coming back into town. They better get organized, the Rangers, because that O'Neill boy is. He's got 50 Merida horses at the tail end of the boat, but we got to loosen that wheel. Look there. He hit the Motherlode. Now, folks, let me tell you about those O'Neill boys. They're not from around these parts. Thank heavens for that. They hail from Santa Cruz. And as Critter Creek became Critter Lake, well, they decided to make this lake their own personal playground. Right now, we can put a stop to this childish game. We're play a little game of our own. It's a game called chicken. That'll make his heart beat quicken. In a head-on direction, you watch driving perfection. Yeah, I think if that game of chicken, that O'Neill boy was outside. He took a pretty good licking. But now, folks, we're going to round him up and bring him to jail. And as a judge of this town, I'm not going to allow any bail. But I will tell that we ought to beat the Rangers. So no longer will they be strangers. The lead ranger, that is Sweet Box Dog, Snow Pot Steve, and there's the colorful Lonesome Dog. And now, my friends, you know how the wild Wet West was won. Did I just hear a wagon so? I thought so. Don't hurt yourself with that whip, Richard. Are you okay? Yeah, he even sounds happy. And I'll tell you why he's happy. Look what's behind him, like Clementine in the school march.
Wagons home! There's a coast on the deep. If you listen, you can hear it. The cliffs rock and roll to begin. And the sound that you hear is as good as the wind as the call of the wild. There's a coast on the deep.
That's my Clementine and the rest of the school march. Holy Holy smokes, did you notice they spelled out a great big howdy, folks? Well, after the Master Craft Rangers made Critter Creek a safe place today, we decided to start rebuilding our community. And everybody knows when you build, you've got to start right there at the foundation. Oh, what's a better foundation than a real good education? I got a little confession to make. I have no idea where the school's going to be, but I'm sure you'll agree these ladies will add a lot of class to the Sandbars of Love. They welcome you. Give them a nice big welcome. The Florida School of Arms. Welcome to Critter Creek, ladies.
Things are looking mighty pretty here in Critter Creek. Hey, Clementine, how about introducing me to some of your friends?
I
Hey,
don't think
girls,
so. Hold
where you
on,
go,
Dusty,
girls?
wait just a minute. Those girls are not your type.
What do you mean, not my type?
They've got an education, Dusty. They're out here west now to find a man of means.
I can be pretty mean.
Not in the court, you don't. You get mean here in the Critter Creek court, we'll hold you in contempt of court.
Well, that's exactly what I have for this court is contempt. And besides that, I have no respect for you either.
Not me?
No.
Maybe you respect my two close friends.
Oh, yeah? Who are they?
You may know them quite well by the end of the day. Smith and Wesson.
Oh, here come the judge.
Yeah. Uh-oh, Dusty, you blew it.
What's TNT spell?
That spells trouble. You just blew up Critter Peak, and the biggest critter in the whole county was hibernating up there.
Who's that? Smokey the Bear?
Nope, that's a California Golden Bear.
Oh, boy, I better get my gun.
No, Dusty, you just better run. He's the only one that's got the right to bear arms. Uh-oh, watch out. Hey, Dusty, that may be a California Golden Bear, but he's looking a little grizzly today. So, Dusty, watch out. You better be on guard. 49 versus the Bear. He doesn't end around, and now he's heading for pay dirt. But this is where it gets embarrassing. We've got Dusty Trails over there with a bear behind. I know that bear will never catch him. He's been hibernating all winter long. It looks like Dusty Trails is going out on a limb. He hates bears, and he hates to go swimming, but I think our Master Craft Ranger will be kind enough to pull him from danger. Hold on, try it, Dusty. He's having a rough and bumpy ride, but how about that? He claps his heels in now, folks. I think we ought to call that barefoot, don't you? All right, Critter, like there's Dusty Trails doing the barefoot. Let's see if he can make it past that old sack wagon. Yeah, in fact, he's coming right back here to the Critter Creek Interior Court. Folks, put your palms together for Dusty Trails. That was unbelievable. You've got to be one of a kind. Nobody else in all of Critter County could do something like that.
Well, you're wrong there, Rubber Lips. There's one guy better.
Better than that?
Oh, yeah, he's better because he can do it backwards.
A back barefooter, huh? What's his name?
Why, his name's Tahoe Tom, and he's the biggest, the best. Why, he's the best barefoot in all of Critter Creek. Hey, this is his horse here.
He's here, all right. We got it straight from the horse's mouth. Check the saloon door. He's right over there. This guy's a legend. Got his own mind. We'll leave it up to you folks. Would you like to see some back barefoot? Let's hear it for Tahoe. I don't think the upper deck there heard the question. Let me rephrase it. Would you like to see some back barefoot? Let's hear it for Tahoe. All right, now we're communicating. No, wait a minute, though, Tahoe. They don't want you to get in the water because you've got chapped hips. Yeah, how about that cigar? Yeah. A lot of people think barefooters have tough feet. Not necessarily so, although he's got one tough feet in front of him that's taken out from Pleasure Pier. For those of you that are water skiers, you'll notice he's got that ski on backwards. For those of you that aren't water skiers, he's got that ski on backwards. But it's no problem for Tahoe Tom. This guy knows more about water skiing than a jackrabbit knows about running. Now, folks, I told you he's not from around these parts. No siree. He comes to us from Kenosha, Wisconsin. He got here to Critter Creek the hard way. He took the Oregon Trail. That was the easy part. Most of the fellows did that. But then he met up with the Snake River. Now, he claims he back barefooted all the way down that Snake River, dodging them snakes as he traveled. I don't know if you care to believe that or not, but you may not even be believing what you're going to see here in just a moment. He promised you the back barefoot. That means he'll be back into the town. This is how he does that. Around he goes. Up goes 1 foot. Down he goes. Let's see if he's all right. He's okay. He had a tricky turnaround there. He's a much better water skier without that ski than he is with it. How many water skiers do we have here today? Raise your hand, if you will. All right, we'll get quite a few water skiers. You can appreciate the degree of difficulty, what it's like trying to turn around on a single ski over there. By the way, barefoot water skiers got two enemies, and he's facing them both down there at the corner. High winds and choppy water. Now, for those of you that are water skiers, I'm sure that you can understand that. In just a few moments when he passes through town, he'll be traveling at over 40 miles per hour. You'll see him in just a few moments step out of that ski. When he places that foot in the water, he's waiting for the speed of the boat. He can tell the sensitivity of his foot is so sensitive that he can tell how fast that boat is going. How firm the water is under his foot. It's got to support his weight. It's a pure matter of physics. In just a few moments, you'll see him traveling just about 40 miles an hour. But once again, here he comes into town. And this is another tricky part. Watch him cut to the outside wake of the boat, get out of the rough water. 180-degree turn. He's going to maintain his balance, leave the ski behind. There's the back barefoot. He gets the one-footer. He flies it down. He's going to try and turn around. And he's now doing the front barefoot. Hang on around. Quickly, he's fighting the pressure of over 500 pounds against each one of his bare feet. But it's not over. Not by a long shot. You watch Tahoe on the bike stretch. Down he goes. That's called a tumble turn. He's right back up to his bare feet. Another dimension of water skiing. In fact, it'll be coming down Main Street in just a few moments. These lovely ladies, well, they're known as the Swivel Sisters. And folks, they've got some of the most unusual water skis you will ever see. As they pass through town, you take a good look at these ladies and their water ski. Now, folks, these are Swivel Sisters, our can-can girls, and they're fixing to do a little water can-can for you. Tossed back to show off her features. Now there are 6 lovely creatures. But here comes another one. This gal's name is Sunshine. Looks like she's been through a shower. But right now, it's her first day in town. I think you'll be impressed with how well this gal can get around. Just a moment. Right now, here come the Swivel Sisters. And folks, as they pass through town, it looks like they're going to try to impress you. I can tell. Looky here. All 6 ladies have placed their best foot forward for you. Impressive, but speaking of impressive, once again, here comes Sunshine. And likewise, she's put her best foot forward for you. I hope you notice that the binding of their skis turn 180 degrees, at least for the Swivel Sister. Sunshine out there, the binding of her ski, well, it swivels 360 degrees. It swivels freely, it never locks into position. One of the most difficult skis in the world to ski on. And these lovely ladies have mastered it. In just a few moments, they'll be coming back here to the Critter Creek Court. And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you can put your palms together one more time. It's a nice landing from these 6 ladies and gentlemen with a nice hand. They might be fighting for one more can-can. The Critter Creek Superior Court Club, they introduces the star of our can-can line. How about a nice warm welcome for Sunshine? But now I'd like you to meet them all individually. To meet them individually, we'll start down here with the other end. Well, that's not what I meant, but that one there is Pam. Over here we got Shelley. Next is Kathy. Then it's Sydney. That one there is Seeley. Victoria and Sandy. Now, there's 7 49ers who could be penalized for backfield action. But you know those gals, they'll come into town, they'll take the men right out of the mines, and then they'll proceed to take the mines right out of the men. If you don't believe me, watch these 3 guys. They are definitely out of their mind. These are 3 of our 49ers. So right now, they're heading for that old rooftop. Watch that guy in the middle. He's wrapped. He's ready to fly. He's going to hit that rooftop, take to the air, do a little showing off. That was Victor Stokas. He took to the sky and with a little hocus pocus, he did a 360-degree spin. Now, folks, that's one way to take a look around town, but feet down the lake. And that's sailing around there pretty good. As I mentioned, it's one way to take a look around town, but you don't want to do it unless you've had lots and lots of practice. These guys have practiced off the old slipper rock, and now they're ready to tackle that old rooftop one more time. It looks like Mike's dropped off his helmet. Folks are going to try it once again. Keep your fingers crossed for the triple helicopter spin. did say three, oh, and let's say four. There's a fourth one out there. He's a real important one. That's Ranger Rich. He's our lead ranger. He's a guy that trained all 300 of those little tiny horses, the Mastercraft. They do a real fine job of getting around the tight quarters of Critter Lake. But right now, welcome back, three guys who only look like they're playing a minor part in our show. These are our minors, our 40 numbers. Well, that's real good news, ladies and gentlemen. We got gold here in Critter Creek once again. Dusty Trails has struck it rich. That means we can start rebuilding our community. And looks like Dusty, wait a minute, Dusty, where in the world are you going? Looks like that gold is already starting to draw a lot of interest. Hey, Clementine. Clementine looks like she slipped into something a little more comfortable. Hey, Clementine, where in the world are you going?
I'm up there tall, dark, and handsome.
Who?
Dusty Gold. I mean, Dusty Trails.
Clementine, you stay away from that old slippery rock. That's not very ladylike. You know, for Ma and I, we sent her to finishing school, but I don't recall her finishing. Clementine, what would your ma say? That's no way to catch yourself a man there, Clementine. I guess I was wrong on that one. She may be hanging around some bad company, but he does have gold, and that gal sure can get around. Look at there, her and Dusty Trails are already seeing eye to eye. Now, that's a pretty good beginning to any relationship. Well, folks, it's in a working relationship. That, of course, is the question. It looks like it's a working relationship, but looks like my Clementine's doing most of the work. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there we have just set a standard. That is the first case ever in the Critter Creek Court of alimony. Now that's a better combination. Way over there, we've got Dusty Trails using his big, strong arms to cradle my Clementine's feminine charms. They look like a natural together. Don't get carried away with that gold, though, Clementine. Whoop. She's in the drink. Don't worry about her, though. She's a good swimmer. Hey, Dusty, come on back over here. Dusty, where are you going? Uh-oh. You all right? You can't swim? Well, I can't swim either, but you don't hear me bragging about it. Hey, Dusty, can you walk? Well, stand up and walk out there. It's only 3 feet deep. Well, folks, it looks like maybe Dusty Trails and Clementine, looks like their relationship might be on the rocks, at least for the moment. But we got some other folks around here that are doing quite well together, and I'm sure you'll agree. We've got a Critter Creek Hoedown coming down Main Street. It's a country celebration for Dusty Trails and finding that gold. On the outside, it's Steve and Sandy. On the inside, it's Mike and Victoria. Folks are just getting to know one another, but here comes a couple into town that know each other quite well. Lonesome Doug and Sunshine. And as they pass through town, I got a notion they'll be putting their routine to motion. It'll be like with one, it'll be twice as nice with two. Look to your left, that's exactly what we got for you. More difficult than what it looks like. I know I used to try with my Clementine. Every time she'd get me up over her head, her arm would bend and she'd almost drop me. But now here comes a couple through town, Lonesome Doug and Sunshine. They sure make it look easy. Now, I don't know where Dusty Trails and Clementine are right now, but I hope they're watching this because, folks, I think they can learn something. We're looking at working relationships out there. Teamwork, that's what it's all about. And I'm sure you'll agree these folks have been working together. You've been witnesses to all that. Folks, give a real good cause. Go ahead and let them hear your applause. Couple number one, Steve and Sandy. Couple number two, Mike and Victoria. Thank you kindly. But now, ladies and gentlemen, they await the return of our star couple. Ladies and gentlemen, here they come to the Critter Creek Interior Court. Stepping forward now, it's Lonesome Doug and Sunshine. Oh, that's it. Hold them high and take those girls and give them a whirl. But gentlemen, make sure you don't drop them. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been witnesses to the teamwork of our Hoedown teams. Real good news to see people working well together, but that's not always the case. For example, take a gander over here in Pleasure Pier. We got trouble. Guess who? It's the O'Neill boys. Uh-oh. See that guy guy out there on the long line shaking his fist at you? Now there's an Henri cuss. He lives up to his name. His name happens to be Filthy McNasty. Now he's the worst of all the O'Neills. He's as welcome around here at Critter Creek as a muddy dog is at a church wedding. There's always trouble when he comes into town, and here comes trouble. Look at this. Why, they're trying to turn Critter Creek into Dodge City. He wants those O'Neill boys to get you up. Couldn't quite shake up. Ain't gonna get go, though. Folks, the O'Neill boys. This one here. He goes by Mike. That one there. That's Filthy McNasty. Come on, you guys will have to get out of town. Hey, by the way, have any of you folks seen my Clementine?
Hey, Pa!
Clementine?
Over here!
Well, that's real good news, but, sweetie, that's real bad timing. You know there's only one dude that's dirtier than Dusty. He's filthy, and he's right over here.
Yeah, and I'm gonna challenge that Dusty Trails to a duel for that gold.
To a duel for that gold. Is that what he's saying? Boy, he is filthy, too. I'll tell you what, looks like they're in the jumping keys. We'll leave it up to you. Would you folks like to see a duel? Some jumping for distance? All right, I'll tell you what, you guys go ahead and get on out of here then. Now, boys and girls, I'll tell you what, keep your fingers crossed for Dusty Trails. And this, I think he's got a disadvantage because he's paired against Filthy McNasty. Filthy, he's not a reasonable individual, and I think I know why. His mom and pa used to rock him to sleep. And they used to use real big rocks. Speaking of rocks, look at that, Dusty Trails is heading for the old slippery rock, and Filthy trying to undermine him. Now, that is cheating, I'm sure you'll agree. Dusty, I think you'd be better off getting away from that character. I think they'll take their own separate coach. Now, folks, we want Dusty Trails to win. Boys and girls, you can help them out, but you got to do it real loud. Oh, when I count to 3, I want you to yell, jump, Dusty, jump, all right? 1, 2, 3. Well, he just had a world record. That was the world's shortest jump in the history of Critter Creek. But folks, now here comes Filthy McNasty, and I think I'm going to have to call upon Smith and Wilson to help us out on this one. He's been accused, he's convicted, and now he's condemned. All right. I can shoot the wings off of a fly at 50 yards. Hey, Filthy, the moral of the story is quit while you're ahead. And now it looks like Dusty Trails and Clementine will live happily ever after. Oh, yes, she's got the gold, she's got her man. That's the way it ought to be. We'll bring it right back over here to the Critter Creek court. Now, I hope Filthy's learned his lesson. You see, folks, gold is a seed that sometimes can turn into greed. And greed is one thing that any town does not need. Ladies and gentlemen, across the threshold of sand, welcome back, Dusty Trails and my Clementine. And as I mentioned, I think they will live happily ever after. Anybody see those angels? I'll tell you what, you guys stay out of the way, because we've got more. Oh, it's time the Critter Creek Cavalry's coming in. Oh, the Critter Creek Clown. Hold on there, Ranger. Come over here, Dusty. What's all the commotion, Dusty Trails?
Well, those jumpers just got me all riled up with a flipping and a flopping and doing all that swimming and everything. Well, they gave me an idea how to get something I don't have and they do.
You got plenty of wind, that's for sure. Wait a minute, you've got everything. You've got the prettiest girl in all of Critter Creek, my Clementine. You've got the biggest bag of gold I've ever seen. What else could you need?
Well, it's something that even money can't buy.
What's that?
Fame!
Get that out.
Well, you know what?
Fame is not something you find, Dusty. Fame is something you earn. And you're not going to earn it jumping because you don't know the first thing about water ski jumping.
Well, I know the first thing, crack the whip approach.
Yeah, well, I guess it's first things first. Well, there goes Dusty Trails. And this is a crack the whip approach of it. Yeah. Got the right idea, just the wrong direction. Well, I think that was a crackpot approach. Now, folks, looks like the Ranger's going to help on this one, give him a little better direction. Once again, crack the whip approach. A little slower this time for Dusty. Yep. Hey, Dusty, you're a claim jumper. You claim you can jump, but you can't. You're jumping to conclusions. I'll tell you what, Dusty, let's try a little downhill skiing. Yep. He's off the road and on the road again. All I can say, folks, is that you had a chance to see some jumpers out there jumping quite a distance. And the jump championships, June 2nd through the 3rd, they'll be jumping over 180 feet. I don't think Dusty Trails is going to stand a chance in that competition. What's up? Let's flip a rock. All right, he's standing up on his feet. Now, Dusty, watch where you're going. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Good.
Hey, but guess what I
what then?
I got the shaft.
There's a moral to the story, folks. You got to work together. You got to work with the Mastercraft Rangers. The entire town has to work together. I'm trying to think of a good example. All right, look over here to the right. You might see a good example. There's 12 individuals over there. The entire town of Critter Creek. And folks, as they depart, you'll notice that they'll be working together because they've got a common cause. They're involved in some construction. What they're doing right now is building a monument. A monument to the gateway of the gold country. What would be a better monument than a pyramid? This will not be like the Egyptian pyramids. No siree. Those are made of stone. This will be a living, breathing pyramid. Now, folks, keep your fingers crossed because hopefully it will stand tall, and rightfully so. This is a tribute to the spirit of the men and women who made San Francisco everybody's favorite city. Francisco's Twin Peaks are Cindy and Sandy. Right now, they've got the difficult task of trying to climb back down in front of the 2 young ladies forming their foundation. And then all 6 of those young ladies got to climb back down in front of the men forming the foundation for the entire pyramid. And folks, I'm proud to say that's one of the largest pyramids in the history of Marine World, Africa, USA. And that spans 16 years. Speaking of time, you might have noticed it only took them about 14 seconds to build that pyramid. Folks, if you don't think that's tricky, I'll tell you what, tonight when you get home, it's going to be a beautiful evening. Go ahead, have some fun. Invite 10 or 12 of your neighbor friends over and try that in your backyard. Of course, if you do try it, I got a couple of tips for you. You want to practice on good, hard, firm ground. And then if you've got a neighbor or two maybe you've not been getting along with, put them on top. You've been a terrific audience. Won't you team up one more time and give these folks a nice hand? Our water ski pyramid. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the members of the Marine World International Ski Team. Introducing Pam and Steve, Sandy and Doug, Kathy and Mike, Victoria and Mike, Cindy and Tom, Shelley and Victor. All the Mastercraft Rangers have been Greg and Richard. Dusty Trail is played by the incredible Sean Panuka. Commentated by the beautiful Stevie Courtney. But together they are the finest water ski team in the world today. Now, on behalf of my musical director, Grumpy Greg, I'm Rick O'Shea. Hoping you'll say you had a great day here at Marine World, Africa, USA. So long, everyone.
Hey, gang!